sideline. You get a look at their head coach. His side hoping that one blowout last week will lead to another one here. Along the opposing sideline, head coach of the Lions, Dan Campbell. His guys are ready, as they always are, to play in front of this home crowd, hoping the extra surge of momentum pays off in a win. From the booth alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and we're just about set to get this one started. And Monday Night Primetime is underway. And this will give them some decent field position here, partner, and this gets out to the 30. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
At his best, Bo Nix is a point guard facilitating an offense, getting that ball in and out of his hands as quickly as possible, but don't you dare sleep on his legs, because he will hurt you with his athleticism too. And oh, by the way, did I mention a maturity well beyond his years?
That one intended for Jalen Waddle. And we'll see what they do here on second down. It's going to be something to watch as this game goes on, Brock. We know they like to take their shots throughout.
Yeah, and we know this league today, Kate, loves to play that umbrella coverage, right? Try to keep everything in front of them. The only way you're going to get behind them is to take shots like that one.
And he reaches the 35 before going out. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down. Now an inside handoff to Dobbins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It's a gain of 8. And the Broncos
ask for a little bit more on that one. That's that running back to come up with more than he's used to on third down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly. He sure made that one look routine.
Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Play action with Nix. He rolls to his right. Now he takes it. He's got room to roll. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Throwing on first down, Nix. This is caught by Jalen Waddle. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it's going to be first down Denver. Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. On first down, it's Nix. Come near the goal line. He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
Numbers pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Drive has kind of seemed destined for the end zone, partner. First of a few chances now to reach it. Dobbins. Will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line. Options are open here, and this is second and inches.
Leads to second and goal.
Here's another for him. And this time he's in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. So a very run-heavy approach to this one thus far. Hard to argue with the results as they start out with a touchdown, Brock.
Yep, even in a passing league, Kate, it's how a lot of teams like to start, right? Everybody loves to think of winning the line of scrimmage. Why? Well, it sets up play action. It makes your protections a little bit easier. Win the line of scrimmage in this league, you have to win the game.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They're Bailed out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game you had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win. Certainly some momentum to build on today.
I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss, first play of the game. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 28-yard line.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or what make tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
I send the tight end in motion. And he's got a free play here. And it's a sack. They got there to take him down, but there was a reason for that. So we got a flag down. I think that's going to nullify the play. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still third down.
That penalty moves them 3 away from the marker. Third down here. Shotgun snap here to go. Deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. The Broncos get to this one.
Hey, I get it, Kate. Third down, you're doing all you can to try to stay on the field, but unfortunately, poor ball security loosens his hold on it, and the defense knocks it free. Instead of facing fourth down, even better, that defense is off the field completely.
Straight ahead, here's Dobbins. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal.
It's a gain of 18. And the Broncos first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he gets a few on the post forward.
Hey, I get it on first and goal. Right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Dobbins. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He manages a couple, and they are right on the verge of it. Third and goal from the 1. Nick's looking to throw. And they're going to score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. We're through 1 on Monday Night Primetime. Our score, 14-0. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibbs. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. They sent with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming, so managed to clean up the play even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
Broncos all around him, and down he goes. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough third down.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate. Right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with a tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Off now, third and long. Lofts it deep right side. Big gain downfield. There it is, touchdown Detroit. The Lions make it a one-score game in the first half. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. That one splits the uprights. The Lions chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here's Mims. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And he already has a passing touchdown in this game. As you can see, that's what he's done with regularity all year, sitting among the NFL leaders in that category. So first and 10 now from the 30. They run it. Here's R.J. Harvey. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Stay on schedule. SOS. We talk about it all the time. Offensively, you've got to stay on schedule, and a run like that puts you now so far behind the sticks that it takes some superhuman effort now on second down.
Here's Nix to throw. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Throw to the right finds Waddle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. It's a pickup of 4 yards, and that's good for a Broncos first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got him right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
On first and 10, here's Nix. On the move, headed right. He's running with it. And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
There's the fake. Here's Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and clear. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Rolling left, buying some time. He takes it himself. Past the 20. And he's going to be sent out of bounds on a play that sends them all the way down into the red zone. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal. Exactly 2 minutes to play in half number 1. Stick around. More from Ford Field on its way. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Running this with Dobbins. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. He gets a pickup of 5, and that brings up second and goal. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Pressure coming for Nix. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. And as that one falls incomplete, Brock, the pressure ticks up just a bit because this has been too good a drive to not pay it off in the end zone.
Yeah, Kate, it's time to find your best matchup.
Yeah.
Unless you're already committed to going for it on fourth, you've got one more shot players, not plays. Get it to your best player.
3rd and goal. Defense electing to play this from the nickel. Off the play fake. Here's Nix. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos double their lead to 14. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Lions and Hollywood Brown back to the field once again. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. Connects on one to Jameson Williams. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
A gain of 9 brings up
Out of the shotgun, Goff. And down he goes. The Bronco defense gets there. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running.
8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Goff on 3rd. They're on him again, and he goes down again. Now after the play, we've got somebody injured down there, and it's their quarterback, Jared Goff, who's in some pain and needing attention. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. So here comes the Bronco offense. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone, but through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. To throw, here's Nix. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there. And that brings up 2nd down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, it kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
On 2nd down, here's Dobbins. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. A strong 9-yard effort there, Brock, and it brings up 3rd and 1. Going for the first with Dobbins. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Now after that snap, there's an injured Lion still out there. We'll get a stoppage here as they go out to look at him. 1st and 10 from the 43. Running it again with Dobbins. Breaks a tackle. He's still going. And he works it down inside the 40. That's a run of 8.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
And the Broncos 1st down.
So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10. Nix now to throw. Catch is made in close. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives them a first and goal. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Breaking the huddle. Here's first and goal. Dobbins. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos get more points to end a lopsided first half. J.K. Dobbins with the touchdown. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos stretch their lead to 21.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Samuel now to return it. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we've reached halftime, Brock, in a lopsided contest so far. Let's hear what Scott Hansen. Not everyone's a fan of the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll keep our focus right here. Let's get back to football with the start of the second half.
To kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. And they've been able to lean on him in the early goings of this NFL season. He's in the top 5 in the NFL in rushing. All right, Lions just about ready. First and 10. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Chris Abrams-Drake. Broncos go with a dime look here on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll work against the blitz. Underneath, it's Gibbs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. They've got first down here from the 36.
First down.
Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Goff.
The pass. A loss of 9 on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
6 defensive backs out there. Broncos going dime here on 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. This is Brown, and he's got it downfield. He will go! Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions cut into the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Lions get it back to a 14-point game.
Lions 14.
The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. On the return, here's Mims. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. We have an injured player down there, and with his history, we really hope this is nothing serious. It is J.K. Dobbins who was hurt on that one. All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Harvey. Along the right sideline, there's space. And he takes this one in for the Denver touchdown. Broncos make it a 3-possession game. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos stretch their lead to 21.
Lions, 14. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Lions take over.
The Lions and Hollywood Brown back to the field once again. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Off to the air now. He drives it up to the 24. In on the tackle is Jonathan Cooper.
With that effort, he didn't go backwards. Didn't have a negative play. If there was a negative, you didn't get a whole lot done with your legs. Got to be more efficient now on 2nd down.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
This defense, they had a plan, and they did an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. The Broncos start getting the ball back as J.K. Dobbins runs out there. And his production is carried over into this 2nd half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a 1st down.
You know I love that, Kate. But you know who loved it even more? The late, great John Madden himself, the former lineman. He would have loved watching the student body get right out in front of that thing. Those blockers just knocking people off the ball. And they would clear the way so that running back could show off his speed.
It's a gain of 12 on that one. And it's going to be 1st down, Denver.
Well, this defense has not had an answer, Kate, for either of the first 2 plays on this drive. And they've got everybody, you and me, every fan believing, well, they're only 1 play away from putting points on the board.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of him on that run. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis and that run support.
And we might be close to this league growing again. That play gives him a 1st and goal. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
Harvey has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. So just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime. It's their football, and with that type of lead we've got on the scoreboard, this game pretty close to over. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal. Again, they give to Harvey. And they're going to keep him out once again. That sends him backwards, brings up 3rd and goal. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. And that throw doesn't lead to 6. And that brings up 4th and goal.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? ODB, over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. You've got to find a completion right there.
And they're really trying to pile it on here. The offense staying out there on 4th and goal.
Almost set. Ready.
4th down, pass coming. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos put up even more points in a win. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos continue piling onto this lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. Ooh, a big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop things before they can get it to the 30. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here.
Black 20.
On 1st down, it's Gibbs. Maybe he'll be stopped after just about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. And we'll pause now. Looks like we had an injury on the play. Working to identify who it was. And, yeah, it's Jahmyr Gibbs who's getting looked at by the trainers. Goff setting to throw. Broncos all around him, and down he goes. The set forces a now tougher 3rd down.
This overwhelming pressure in these sacks after sacks after sacks. It's built this lead, and you know it's the way they want to finish it.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And he's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. They connect on the deep shot. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions making the scoreboard look a touch better. That one splits the uprights. And the Lions cut the lead by a quarter. Down now to 21. Not really much of an avenue left for a comeback in this one, but they still have to try the onside kick here. This one's covered by the Broncos hands team. They get there to take him down right around the 41. Well, I guess they kind of had to do it here, Brock.
Yeah, it's going to have to. Yeah, kind of have to at this point in the game, huh?
Okay, but like most things in this game, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, let's face it, even if they do recover that, probably not going to find a way to win. But this is a time where you work on things, where you do build to the following week. Got to find a way to flush this because it's just not been their kind of game.
He's going to be down within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, let's give them a little love right here, okay? They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Going to the line. This is 1st and 10. Harvey once more. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. Gain of about 8 here. Nice pickup, but he stopped a second before he can move those chains.
As quarterback, Kate, you got to hope that those crumbs don't just lead to the cookie in the passing game. A short scramble like that may open up a bigger one down the road.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Shotgun hands out to Harvey. And he is well clear of that marker. That is going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Four downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's Harvey. So much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Here's Chubb in the middle. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. That run good for a gain of 2, and just like that, we've hit our 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Detroit. Broncos close to picking up their 5th win. They've held them out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. They're running with Harvey. And he's in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's go. And the Broncos grow their lead yet again.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Lions and Hollywood Brown back to the field once again. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Throwing is gone. And down he goes. The Bronco defense gets there. Nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play. Following the sack needs some positive yards here. It is 2nd down and 18. Gibbs now from the gun. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Up and gained on 2nd down. Will this drive continue? Here comes 3rd down. Goff back to throw. Trying to push deep downfield. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Lions readying for the punt. Send this one forward. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. Denver set to take the field on offense. And We'll see if those 3 timeouts get used defensively, Brock, but this one is over either way. From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Giving this to Harvey. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. 22 out of that play. That's good for Broncos' first down.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
First down, and they go right back to it. And stop me if you've heard this before, Brock. They've scored again, and they grow that lead further. The Broncos continue piling it on here in the 4th. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Broncos continue adding on to that lead.
To kick off for the Broncos.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Samuel now to return it. And dodge the tackle. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
All right, this is going to be the final play of the game. Here he goes, one final shot. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. He's got it deep downfield. And they're going to have it all the way down near the 25. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, Hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happened over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners, as we'll see you next time from Detroit.